call the meeting to order. It's roll call. Danny? Here. David?
Here.
Emily? Here. Leah? Here. Jeff? Brad?
Here.
And I'm also here. Meeting has been properly noticed and certified.
Yes.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here to read the mission statement.
Yes. The Mount Horeb Area School District, in partnership with the community, is dedicated to nurturing, educating, and challenging our students, preparing and empowering them to be productive, responsible, and self-fulfilled members of society.
Thank you, Kimberly. Moving on to 2A is approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Leah, seconded by Kimberly. Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. Moving on to 2B, approval of the July 15, 2019 regular and executive session minutes.
Second.
Motion by Jeff, seconded by Rod. Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 2C, approval of the July 29, 2019 workshop minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Rod, seconded by Kimberly. Further discussion?
Correction there. They're both going into closed session. You have down my name. I was not there.
Sorry, Jeff.
You make that correction?
Yes.
Yeah.
My person was.
Are you okay with that correction?
Yeah.
I am.
Kimberly?
Yes.
Motion by Rod, seconded by Kimberly. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstains. Motion carries. Okay, moving on to 3A is school news.
Well, good evening, board members. It's an evening of dates that I'd like to share with you. First and foremost, I want to remind all those who are present in the audience and maybe listening at home that we have a very special evening a week from tonight over at our Intermediate Center. It's our annual meeting, and we encourage everyone and anyone who's interested in the financial side of our school district to attend. That'll happen at 6 p.m., as I say, at the Intermediate Center. We have some good work being done by our School Resource Officer Exploratory Committee. I believe we're going to be meeting for the 5th time now tomorrow morning, about 11:30. And the purpose of that is to take another look at a proposed memorandum of understanding that could be provided to the board and the village, as well as look at a potential presentation for the board's consideration in another month or so, potentially. Drop-in night is around the corner. August, that's another A word. August the 28th in the evening, the PC and the IC will have their drop-in night from 4 to 6 p.m. in an effort to stagger it for families with more than one child. And our district, our middle school and high school will have their drop-in from 5 to 7 p.m. And last but not least, I'm so excited to tell you about the dates for our ribbon cutting and dedication of the new addition and the remodel of our high school. We thought it would be fun to have it coincide with one of our home football games. That's a great evening not only for our athletic families, but our students who are part of our band program. We're looking at doing that Friday evening, September the 6th. Beginning at 4:15 is the program. That program will last about 20-25 minutes and then allow people to take a self-guided tour along with some refreshments and some other fun surprises along the way. So September the 6th, look for a promotional blitz to happen very soon.
Question about drop-in. Does the ELC, do they have the same?
Yes, the kindergarten nights, I believe, is 1 week sooner, if I remember correctly. Oh, I could tell you, because it's on our district's calendar. Schools.org. Yes, drop-in night, kindergarten kickoff night is the 22nd of August, and that begins from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Thank you, We do that just a little differently for our kindergarten families.
Other school news? Hearing none, we'll move on to 3B, citizens' comments. Okay. Citizens' comments? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to personnel transactions, 4A.
Board members, if you don't mind me just making recognition of one name on tonight's transaction, that's the retirement of one of our beloved administrative assistants in our community. I'm referring to Rena Frames. Rena, who's been with the district 31 years, oh my word, since 1988. In March of 1988, she's in our accounts receivable and payable office. Somebody who just knows that whole system backwards and forwards, no doubt. She probably put that together. And I know I speak for my friend and colleague Scott Young when I say that this is going to be a considerable loss to our community, and we just wish the very best to her. She's just a delightful, delightful woman.
To approve both sessions.
Second.
Motion by Jeff, seconded by Rob. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 5, consent agenda. Is there anything anybody would like to pull out?
Motion to approve consent agenda?
Is that you, Jeff? Motion by Kimberly, seconded by Jeff. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on to discussion items. 6A is our high school boys basketball team.
I know this is one of the favorite things our board gets to do, and that's to reward and recognize our students and our coaches in this case for a job well done. I heard through the grapevine that our students, our boys basketball team, had placed second in the state for Division II ball for the best grade point average. Now, this by itself, of course, is just a remarkable feat, but then when you also think about the season that our basketball team had this past year, and you put those two things together, you think, my word, how does this fit? And then I was talking to Mark Nordman. Mark says to me, one of our parents says to me, you know, Steve, this is not an isolated case. We've been in the top 10 now for a number of years, perhaps maybe the top 5 for maybe the past 5, Coach, is that right?
I don't know the number. We have won it before, we have finished second a few times, so.
Holy schmoly.
Yeah.
And we know that that starts with our coaches. We know that they have a high expectations for our students' performance. I know personally that you've had conversations with students about how important it is to keep those grades going. And Coach Nessine and the rest of his coaching team should be lauded for that outstanding effort. It also takes the parents who are willing to roll up their sleeves and help ensure that after a long day of practice, a long day of traveling, that they're continuing to work on their homework, getting the supports that they need, and of course it speaks to the work ethic of our students. Not only do they have fantastic basketball skills, but academic prowess as well, and I know you're doing great things around the community with church and work and other obligations. You truly make us all very proud. And so in that spirit, we, Coach, would like to, on behalf of the Board of Education, provide you with this certificate. We're so very proud of you all. Can we give a round of applause?
You said it better than I can. You took the words out of my mouth in a lot of cases. But, I'd just like to thank the guys for coming out tonight that made it. Certainly not everybody is here, but we do strive for excellence in the classroom first and foremost, and we talk about it quite often. So but these guys were able to continue, as you mentioned, something that we've done in our program, and these guys did a great job. And as you said, not only on the court this year, or not only on the court, but certainly in the classroom. So just really proud. We had just an A+ group of guys to work with, and it was a great season. On the court, fell a little short of our goals, but overall it was a lot of fun, and we had a blast. So we accept this and appreciate your acknowledgement.
Coach, would you be okay, team, coaches, parents, could we take a nice picture of everybody together here to memorialize this special occasion?
Sure.
That would be wonderful, yeah. And board members who would like to join in with us, we'd love to have you be a part of that too. We might have to move a couple of
Oh, I wouldn't take it.
Why aren't you over there? Shouldn't you hustle up?
We're gonna take it though. I didn't give it a whole.
I know, story, all right? I'm gonna take my seat back. That's gonna make me Are you guys gonna hang out or are you gonna take off? Later. Jeff, you want to get on the team someday? Everyone say swish. I'll be right in the hallway by
Barely, Rod.
No, there's drywall. There's still some drywall in the hallway that you.
People are gonna walk past that all the time. That's me. Someone in the back there. The guy next to Jason, I don't know his name.
Jason's over here. We get
Is that Logan?
That one that's on the floor, that's much better.
All right, that's good.
That's awesome.
Is there?
All right, oh, we got it. Hey, what is, I'm not allowed to walk that way.
How are you, brother? Living the dream, man. You and me both. Wait till you hear this.
You don't want.
I was gonna mention as well.
I'll send you a clip.
Last week we were playing probably the best tournament in the state, and they give out $5,000 scholarships, and it's based on a very thorough
Process.
And you had to
I had to
write.
write an essay about who I'd like to have dinner with, like could be anyone in the world, dead or alive. And yeah, I chose Elon Musk just because I'm like fascinated by what he does, and I don't know, I didn't think I had a shot at it because I knew some people on the team like turned in essays, so I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get it, but somehow I got it. Yes.
Yeah, so we won $5,000.
That's really nice job. Thank you so much, Coach.
Alright. We will move on to 6B, update regarding the Village of Mount Horeb TIF districts. We have a special guest.
Yes, we do, and how fortunate we are to have the leadership of Nick Owen, not only at this meeting, but as our village administrator. One only needs to look at the past several years as to what's occurred here in our village, and it's as a result of his leadership at the helm, working, building the right coalitions and partnerships with people. and no doubt, the work of the TIF, the Tax Increment Finance District. So I know the board had asked for some updates as to this, and so, Nick, we're so glad you're here. These microphones don't amplify, they just help us with the recording on the video. So I'll put up your PowerPoint presentation. Let's go. Welcome, Nick.
Well, thanks for the warm welcome. I'm not sure if I deserve that, but I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. You do, David. Don't sell yourself short.
Emilio's open.
Yeah. I think it took longer for Emilio's to open than to lose. Don't put that in the paper, please.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, so I gave Steve a short little PowerPoint presentation. I just want to go over a brief background of the TIF and tell you what our 3 active districts are doing today. We actually just got the 2019 preliminary numbers, so it's really fresh data, and it's how it should look for this year. So this slide just kind of generally tells how TIF works. You have the frozen base on the day you create the district, and that amount continues to go to all the taxing jurisdictions, the school, the county, tech college, and the municipality. And then based on the improvement and increase in the property value, that goes to pay off whatever investment the village makes, whether it's development incentive or putting in new infrastructure. And then once the TID's closed, that increased value then goes to all the taxing jurisdictions. So you can see the difference between when that TID started and when it closes in the amount that each jurisdiction is getting. Just some eligible costs. I mentioned public infrastructure. We did that with the downtown TID. We put in a new street on Front Street, some stormwater, cash grants to the developers another way. Demolition, we're looking to demolish the old fire department that we purchased with TIF money to take care of one of the biggest complaints we see, parking in the downtown. Really the improvements we make in the development have to be for a public purpose, whether it's eliminating blight, adding to the tax base, creating jobs, or environmental cleanup. Thankfully, most of our land here in Horeb is pretty clean, but those are some of the uses you do for the TIF money. And then the feasibility. You have to, the big point by TIF is but for the creation of the district, the type of development, the magnitude, the speed of the development wouldn't happen. And I certainly think we take that really seriously when we're proposing doing a TIF. One TIF we have is the TIF 3, the North Cape Commons TIF. It's out by Sinden Motors. It's bordered by the highway. Springdale Street kind of runs right through the middle of it. You can go to the next one. So this was created in 2004. The original value was $2.6 million. The 2019 preliminary value is up to $35 million. 2022 would be the last year we can expend money on it, and 2027 would be the mandatory closure. This TIF kind of got off to a slow start. It was created in 2004, and then we had the big downturn in the economy, so development has been really slow. But lately we have seen an uptick. Mount Horeb Dental's building out there. Some credit unions supposed to start, I believe, this week. Barley Vines, I think it's called, is a new wine and beer restaurant out there by Miller's. We saw the new apartments out there. So things are picking up, but we got a long ways to go. I don't anticipate any more expenditures. A lot of the money in that district that was budgeted went for the infrastructure, and that's all already in place. So hopefully we'll get more good news, more developments, and see that keep rising. TID 4 is a really small TID. It's along Springdale Street. Walgreens is part of it. A lot of vacant property, or not a lot, a few vacant property, Brunsell. The O'Reilly building was part of it. O'Reilly, and I think there's a fitness center in that building. That was created in 2007. It was a different kind of TID, so it will also expire in 2027. So it has the same timeline.
Is the dirt cheap property a part of that?
Dirt cheap property is part of that. But this TID is doing really well. You can see it had a bigger base value, $4 million almost. It's only up to $8.7 million. But there really were limited expenses, and we're actually going to look at closing this TID next year. It's on the board agenda for Wednesday night for the village. We're also going to look at possibly creating a new TID in this area. We've identified this area as a good area for affordable housing. It's near Walgreens, it's near the library, it's got good access to the bike trail. So we're gonna kind of explore whether we want to do a new TID once this one is retired. But we thought it was important to retire this TID. It's really, there's a little time left, there's not much we can do in that to benefit the community. And then the downtown TID is our newest TID, stretches from Springdale Street almost to the roundabout, all the way over to Blue Mounds Road. Created in 2006, original value was $25 million. It is really high value because it includes the downtown, which is in relatively good shape, but you can see in 3 short years, we've already over doubled the value. We've had some good projects, the Duluth Trading, Hoff Apartments, Brick Cider, the Marcus and Brother building across the street. It's not fully occupied, but they've been running some banquets out of there lately. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the old fire department purchase. This one will retire, expenditures are done in 2038, still a lot of time left, with mandatory closure in 2043. And then this one, we're also looking at the possibility of expanding for affordable housing. There's a lot, MHTC built a new warehouse off of Blue Mountain Street in Garfield. There's a vacant lot there. And Norton Companies out of Oregon has it under control to build affordable housing building there. It'll be 60 units, really for a good need for the village. So that's all I had for formal presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I'm curious about 3 and 4. 5 seems so far out into the future, but
Right.
I thought one of the things we saw was a prediction for what the final value of a district might be by the closing date.
Okay.
And is there any way to estimate, what percentage of that are they at right now? Like 4 is preliminary value of a little over $8.5 million, and what was the expected or hoped for final value?
I don't have that information. I can look at that and get it to Steve to share with you though. I would imagine that it's got to be right on track because we only had $200,000 in incentives given out, and we had another $200,000 we could give out for development, and that's about where our fund balance is. So I would think it's right on track. TID 3 is definitely behind. We need significant development to catch up on that one.
It's remarkable in that one though, the increase, just based on the acreage that's not developed.
Yeah, there's a lot of acres out there.
But the acreage that is
Mhm.
really was.
Yeah, I mean, Miller's was early on, the Farmers Savings Bank was great, State Bank across Plains, but, it was just a bad timing with the downturn. A lot of it's owned by one developer, so he kind of has control of the prices, and lately he's had a little more flexibility in that, but it's been kind of difficult to get something out there. Yeah, I can follow up with Steve on those projected information.
The board has, as part of the strategic plan, a goal of engaging our fellow elected leaders and by extension, their administrative team. This is just the latest example by which our board continues to have a very good partnership with the village. And please extend our gratitude to our colleagues at the village, as well as a note of public thanks to Nick. On a number of occasions, Nick has reached out to me to talk about proposed changes at the village. As you might recall, some language about the proposed land over on County Road S. And then Nick has also been very instrumental with the SRO Exploratory Committee as well. So we're very grateful for your partnership, but also most importantly, your friendship. It's a delight to see you tonight. Thank you.
Great to work with us all.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Appreciate you being here. All right, moving on to 6C, referendum update.
Tonight we have Kevin McGuire and Dave Reed. Hi guys, how you doing? I'm gonna fire up our,
Yes.
this is fantastic. And then board members, we did pass around a little benchmark worksheet as to where we are.
Well, once again, Hunter Hauser, who's the engineer for Kramer, has been very gracious to go around and take some great photographs of the progress around the building. And highlighting what we said we were going to get at 30 days ago, and then what we're going to look at the completion in the next 30 days. So this is a sample of the terrazzo flooring. This is looking down the flag hallway. It's referred to as the wrestling room on the left and the fitness center at the end of the hallway. This is what the terrazzo will look like after it's been polished out. There's some cold molding that needs to go on the between the floor and the wall. Yeah, but it's a beautiful, shiny, very, very durable surface. I'm excited about. You need to take care of that instead of VCT tiles that peel up.
Those lockers, right?
The lockers are new. Yep, all the lockers throughout that hallway are all brand new. Yes, a lot of new lockers throughout the building. This is a trophy case located, I believe that's in the front commons, the west commons. I think that's where that's at. Yeah, we've got a lot of display areas. I think Coach Nessai will have plenty of room to display all of his honors for his team, and all the rest of our teams as well too. So we purposely built a lot of display into the front end of that school. The lunchroom commons started to come together. You know, the ceiling's not done yet. They're getting pieces put up there as they have time. They throw a few more pieces in, and the fire suppression guys come and put their sprinkler heads in, and they put some more in. So it's been a slow process, but it's going to be a really striking scene when it's complete. There's a couple big fans that have to go up there, and some pretty cool light fixtures also that hang down there. So that'll be a very striking space. Looking back into the comments from the lunchroom, coiling doors are going in. I know today they were putting in some fire doors, the coiling doors that will come down during the fire. These are ones that aren't fire doors, but they are separate the comments from the server. The 200 wing. So standing at the junction of the new building and the 200 wing looking to the north. Again, those rooms a month ago were basically gutted. I mean, without a doubt, they were up to the walls and nothing there. In that 4 weeks, they've come a long way. We've actually got flooring in the vast majority of the rooms. The ceiling's ready to go in, cabinetry's in, they're all painted, all wired. It's truly amazing. I had an opportunity to take a couple of students that are managers for Coach St. Arm's football team. I say, hey, come on, just take a look at this. They're like, they could not believe the transfer. Where am I at now? Where's this at? So I'm really excited to see the students' reactions this first day of the class. That'll be amazing. Again, Atrium, another example of the polished terrazzo. Again, it needs some cold molding at the base of the wall, but essentially those areas are done. There's a few ceiling tiles that have to be put in. Looks immensely better. The front facade, roof is on, the soffits underneath are done, fascia was going on today, it'll be done pretty quick. I think the pillars are done, we need some paint, sidewalk, and cement work is getting done out front. You can see a lot of curb and gutter around that front part of the building. Really moving very quickly out front there. New steps, this is there used to be a planter on the right-hand side there, and then some pretty crumbled steps that came down to the sidewalk out front. Those have all been replaced. Some pillars have been removed and patched in. Again, that'll give a lot of cement work around the front of that, and some capstones on top of the walls. The drive, you curb most of the way down on the right, and I think all the way down on the left. The existing science labs, so these are the science labs in the 600 wing where our scope was to paint over all the hand sign blocks from students and to replace flooring and to add upper cabinets. So these spaces are just about done. A few cold moldings and things like that. This is the animal headroom, I believe. I think we're looking into the aquaponics area. Some cabinetry's getting set on the right there. The floors are done. The overhead doors are in. Ceiling grid and stuff will start to go in. And that's from, I guess that's from today. Yeah. Here, hallways. Those are essentially done. They'll drop some ceiling tile. That's looking to the east from the ag hallway, I guess you'd call it, looking out towards the baseball diamond. They're putting in some storefront doors to create a vestibule there at the end of the hallway. Main stairs are carpeted now, so we're being very careful about who walks upstairs, and wear your feet please, and booties and things like that. So the upstairs is clean and want to keep it that way. Egg shop. So two-tone paints in place. The guy on the right there in the orange is buffing the floors so they can seal that. We're trying to get all of the shop floors sealed this week so that I can begin moving the enormous pile of equipment that's at the bus garage that needs to come over and get distributed through the school. So we're making plans to do that shortly. The courtyards, I felt really bad about having the guys place every one of those stoves by hand. They wheeled them in there in a little bitty skid steer, and then they placed every stone by hand, and I couldn't watch that. I resisted the urge to go out and tell them that was my fault, but the results are wonderful. I'm real happy about the way that looks. No maintenance, looks great, a lot of seating out there. I had art teachers through there a couple of days ago, and they're just excited about the way that space looks, so I'm very happy for that. This would be the ramp looking up at the 300 wing. I think you'd have the FCS classroom on the left, and so that's all painted out now. Ceiling grid will start going in, lockers will start going in. I think there's some flooring that needs to go down there yet, but really start to wrap up things.
It's different than Saturday.
It does, yes, it does. Kitchen. This is the kitchen area. I think most of the things are in place there. We're working on maybe a couple things, so we make some final connections, but that's getting ready to go. I know Michelle Dick is very anxious to take that thing for a test drive.
She can make us all snacks. I'm all on.
I'm all for snacks too. Yeah. Here, that's the east facade. So the commons glass, and you can see there's a lot of cement being poured. That's from this morning quite early. As you can see, they're getting that filled in. There'll be bollard lights that kind of separate the parking lot from that area there, so that kind of prevent people from accidentally driving through. But yeah, it's really starting to look exactly like we envisioned it. I see things occurring. Oh yeah, that's almost exactly what I had in mind. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful facade. The center parking lot, we've got curb, we've got light poles. I know they were pouring sidewalks kind of up along the building and around the north side of that. I think we're going to schedule the final grade and begin paving the week of the 12th. So we'll be getting into that pretty quickly. Thor on the floor. Yeah. So that we thought we'd throw that. That's the terrazzo logo that's in the front door. It is stunning. They get the rest of that polished out and get cleaned up. That'll be an amazing thing to greet our visitors when they come through the front door. Down the 10th wing, overhead doors are in. I see they started to install the dust collection system for the Woods Construction Lab. Again, we've got a lot of fill there, so final grading will begin, and we've got bollards going in. We're by bollards and those metal posts on each side of the door that prevent you from knocking the structure down. They're a safety feature. This is a 200 wing classroom. So all of them have that cabinetry, new LED lighting, dimmable, all new ceilings, new rubber flooring, all painted out, technology. So the whole 200 wing is almost room for room identical. It's all set up to be very, very uniform.
And this was only possible as a result of our budget coming in so favorably. This was additional work.
This is additional work. These rooms were not slated to be touched. And because of like I said, our financial position and your permission, we were able to go ahead and make the whole 200 wing look identical from end to end. And very much mirror the newer addition too.
The goal, so you didn't have like an old section versus a new section. That was as much as
correct. Yeah, there's really not anything old left in the building. Everything has got a facelift So 600 wing, with the exception of the 600 wing, which is still in pretty good shape from 97. And the band wing is still in pretty good shape. But even there, new ceilings, new flooring, and so it's pretty uniform throughout.
So what do you think, Kev? We're going to get this thing done on time?
Yes. Yes. There will be schools with the discipline of.
How many kids coming when you fail?
That's right. We aim to disappoint.
And I see there's some project milestones that you've passed. We've added 12% new scope without even changing the end date, right? Okay.
It's fine enough. You know, I think one of the reports I got last week, there was 116 workers on site on day last week. It fluctuates a little up and down from there, but that was a high point of the job. So.
Right, it is an anthill, literally. You guys working everywhere, and I think every trade is here still, and everybody's feverishly working to the end. Every Monday we have a foreman's meeting where the foreman from each of the trades comes to a Kramer trailer. We talk about the things that are going to happen over the course of the week, and I don't see any panic on anybody's face. Every one of them is like, yep, these are all things that we see and we're planning for. Sure, where we wait for a piece of material here, a piece of material there, that's the thing, but you know, there's no panic, no angst that I can see. Like,
And some of the employees are still Mount Horeb graduates, which I just love seeing.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful.
the electricians have 26 guys on site right now, as you might imagine. They're putting switches and plugs and pulling wire and doing things like that. And I think in the electrician world, there's at least 3 Mount Horeb guys that I had in class. It's been very gratifying for me to see those guys. I think 4 or 5 now, I think about it. But anyway, it's been very gratifying to see them every day. It's nice to see them grow. As far as other things that I can update you on, we have begun reinstalling the seats in the auditorium. Slow, tedious process, but that's getting rolling along. We have plans to begin bringing all the custodial staff throughout the district to the high school to begin the final clean. Kramer does the clean. We're going to clean a little bit too, and then start getting stuff moved back into the teaching spaces. The upstairs is essentially done. There's some minor punch list items to knock out, but furniture's already been delivered upstairs and assembled. Our plan is later in the week is to start rolling the carts that we got from Copley Brothers with all the teaching materials, the books, all their personal stuff up to their rooms and have that available for them to begin moving in when the time is right. The finish line's in sight. We just can't quite see exactly where it's at. Doug Seagroot, the head custodian, bless his heart, there's a guy that really needs a pat on the back. He's worked super hard. His team has been amazing at getting things done. I come into him in the morning and say, I need these things done today, and they're always done. There's no complaint. These are the things that are hot tickets today, and then the guys get it done. He and I have a game plan in place that we get everything done, everything wiped down. As you might imagine, there's a thin layer of dust everywhere. Even in the it's funny because there's some places that Kramer and the project didn't touch. Those don't exist because every room at minimum gets a new clock. It gets a new speaker for the public address system. Every room has been entered and worked on. Some more than others, but for the most part, everywhere has been touched. And there'll be a little bit of wiping to do. And so my staff is ready to respond to that. I think one of the things that we really are anxious for is the final inspection and occupancy about August 22nd. It should be all hours to do with what we want, August 22nd.
That's a Thursday, and we've been spending some time today developing a system that would allow for staff to know that we would like to have our doors open on Saturday the 24th and Monday the 26th, and have them tell us what they might need in terms of volunteer support, and then be able to push out a system that would allow people to sign up called Sign Up Genius. People could sign up to help any one individual classroom, And we're just about 75% of the way with the messaging on that. I should have something up to staff by tomorrow. And encourage board members, should your schedule avail, and would like to be a part of that. Really is a great bonding experience, great experience to kind of get in there and work shoulder to shoulder with helping staff get set up. As you heard Dave say, they'll be pushing in all of the carts that have been securely stowing teachers' books and materials and things. We'll have those in place most likely when teachers get to their classrooms, and we want to give them every opportunity. We'll probably have a little light cleaning because dust will always continue to fall.
You know, it's like moving into a new place, you know, you take all your unpack all your stuff, and sure enough, you wipe down the shelf before you put your books on the shelf. It'll probably be something like that. It should be fairly, I mean, Kramer's got a cleaning crew that comes in and does a great job of cleaning. There's always gonna be a little something in the corner that we can get, so, again, my staff will be available for all these things, and we'll be working to make that place spick and span for those first few days of school.
Tip of the hat to you, Dave, for your forward thinking, because one of the things that Dave did very wisely was he marshaled all of his team to get their work done in their respective buildings. And then now we'll bring everybody over to help us with the high school. And you hit it right on the head, how blessed we are to have the kinds of work ethic and just know-how of your team. They're just eager and willing and excited.
I can't echo that. I mean, at every building here, I see PCLC, the guys, you know, they got a little longer summer, and I told, hey, I took high school staff that really there wasn't anything to do with high school, so let's get you out to the other buildings, and they all were very accepting of that. Let's get it done so that on August 12th, your buildings are 99.9% done, and then your staff is going to be at the high school, and we can all just go through that. I'll have to work with Kramer to figure out which areas of the building are going to be done so that we can do our final cleaning. It seems pretty straightforward where we're going to be, but yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a race to the finish. I won't sugarcoat it too much. It'll be a race to the finish. It'll get there. School will start on time, and it's going to be amazing. The building is incredible. Yeah. Now, just so you don't think that we only work at the high school, we've got some referendum project done here at the middle school. Carpeting is complete throughout the building. Masonry repairs are almost complete here at the building. Some of the expansion joints and some of the leaking that we had are being attended to. You see when you walk in the front door, the pillars on the front have been rebuilt. The drainage project that we approved to do out here on the northwest corner got underway on Monday. We'll have that ready to go in no time. I can't believe how fast things works. And the HVAC system that we installed last summer has run flawlessly. Also, it's been wonderful. It really has been great. And I had to do a little work at the gym today. It is wonderful to have the Aux gym air conditioner, or the gym here. And hopefully we can get the Aux gym at the high school to be the same way. If nothing more than just for humidity control for the wood floor, it is much better. ELC, HVAC repairs, which were part of the referendum, are nearing completion. We have a couple last minute things to clean up. The sinks and countertops that were part of that are installed. The countertop, I'm waiting on one countertop that I just measured. But those will be ready to go. Plumbing connections will get done, and we'll be done with that. And we have one electrical panel remaining to get rebuilt, and that work will be completed there as well. So it's been a very busy summer, all around the district.
It's been a great summer. How about questions for the dynamic duo of David and Kevin, the Wonder Twins?
I was going to ask Kevin, will we see you again for another updates?
I will be here on the 6th for sure for the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Awesome.
If not for, I guess, I don't know if we'll have anything to report at the next board meeting. But,
Maybe just field questions and observations of the board, and then of course we know that there's going to be little things that will crop up, and we want to be able to talk about what our game plan is to help address those.
and I think there's some other projects that are in the works. So as those come up, I'm happy to join you and answer any questions you have. So.
Now, Kramer Brothers and Andy and some of his team, Andy Kramer and his team, will be here that first week or two of school. Just to be on hand, little things to tidy up, finish up, adjust, things like that, be here to answer, that sort of thing. So, they've already made that commitment to be here as we launch the building and get everybody through there and say, oh my gosh, what about this? So I'm thrilled to know that they're going to pack up and move on to the next job, right?
And as you break the building in, you're gonna find things that, oh, you know what, this wasn't what I expected. We'll get those things taken care of.
I'm sure of it.
We'll break in period.
Yep, exactly so.
So have you fired up the air conditioning unit for the new park yet?
The chiller has been online for some time. Yeah, the chiller has actually been air conditioning there. We've been trying to, keep moisture out of it. I don't think we have boilers yet. So we can't temper the air, so it's just whatever the chiller makes. The system works when you're really super chilled air.
So it don't get wet and moist.
Yeah, exactly. So the building itself has been very dry and very comfortable to be inside. So yeah, the chiller's been burning along now for a couple months.
Yeah, they've got some startup stuff to do.
Yeah, there's
controls
commissioning and things like that.
and all that. But it's, coming online more and more every day.
Will we have signage up by the first day of schools? Because kids,
So
they couldn't
room-
figure out where they were.
Right,
Tonight.
room signage is getting put on next week, I believe. Week after. The week after next week. It most certainly will be in place before school starts. Now, once that's in place, then we'll have to see, we should have really had something here or something there.
Right,
so.
right, yeah.
But I think the vast majority of it will be in place, room numbers.
Every room will have been numbered, and we'll have professionals' names outside the door, and then we'll have placards that we call directional placards in several high-traffic areas, so.
Some wayfinding signage. Yeah. Awesome,
There will
because I
be a
know
lot-
I don't know where I am, and I can't, and the kids go there, but I can't imagine.
There will be a lot of bewildered looks for the first few days. I can almost guarantee it.
We'll put a map on the line.
Extra passing time.
Right?
Well, hey now.
Well,
Yeah.
The whole first
Well,
week,
it's
you're
just
gonna have to be a
stories
little
now.
lenient with tardies, I think, on that whole first
You're
week.
right.
Just two stories now, it's different.
Right.
But I'm in awe of the craftsmanship and the design. It is truly a beautiful building. Drive by the louvers on the old part of the building, those have been replaced and are done, they look great. That was a good call to put them in the Nichiha siding up in there. So every day a little bit more gets done and get closer to the finish line.
Thanks to you both.
Oh,
It's outstanding.
our pleasure.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming. Fill us in. Fantastic work. Okay, moving on to 6D. Board's participation in the homecoming parade. This is Leah's item.
It's always my item. It's my favorite. Homecoming is October 4th, in case you're wondering, because it was a big question on Facebook. I can confirm it's October. See, now I said April, October 4th. It's like, I can
I
confirm.
looked at the band calendar when somebody else was.
Yeah, that's
Kind of saw that band calendar.
exactly. Do we have a vehicle that we can use and
Oh, I'm sure we could
decorate?
use one of the vans or the Suburbans or something, and maybe we could find out, one of the things we've done in the past, if it's of interest to the board, we could, maybe the Tuesday night of homecoming, get together over at the bus garage, decorate the vehicle, and have some pizza, and then go over to the girls' volleyball game. That's always fun, and just enjoy a great fellowship together. So,
Yeah.
looking at that week, what would that make it, the October 1st-ish? Yes.
Yes.
And then the parade will get underway, as it normally does, about 2:15 over there by the PC. There. So we'd love anybody to come join us. We'll have fun, especially the little ones.
Oh, Max is ready.
That's awesome.
Mine aren't so little anymore.
No, he's still little. He's gonna be little forever, in case you're wondering. Yeah, so I'll get decorations again, and everybody bring stuff if you want, and just bring some tape. Just have a grand old time. Yeah, tape is the one thing we didn't have, like, we were gonna tape onto the van, and we had like Scotch tape, which wasn't I think Dave found us some painter's tape, which was safe to put on the.
I think there's still some tape from last year on there to say, that's all right,
I
it's
mean-
okay.
I mean, I may have the dollar store had so much stuff, I was like, I just need a few of these, and then there was a lot of tape.
Is there a paint booth in the new building for high school?
What's that?
Paint the Suburban a different color just for the parade.
Oh, the Suburbans belong to Brian
I was
Cole.
thinking of fixing things, not. We'll see you're doing.
Little touch of paint,
I was thinking.
so, yeah,
All right.
that's it, really. But, yeah, mark your calendar and come walk with me.
Okay. We'll take a roll on that.
Yeah, we'll have to notice it and the whole shebang.
All right, thank you. Moving on to 6E, ribbon cutting and placing of cornerstone.
I want to thank Board President Rothamer for her willingness to make a few comments at this very special event. As I mentioned at the onset, 4:15 p.m. on September the 6th. We'll have light refreshments, but our program will really consist of two things. The first of which is the ribbon cutting ceremony. We'll have one pair of large scissors, and we'd love to get a nice photo opportunity of our board. And then opportunity for us to place the cornerstone. This will take place on the back side of the building. Let me see if I still have up. Well, you know where we're talking about, back by the cafeteria there. And then there's a spot for a cornerstone. And inside there we have a little area that's been carved out of the cornerstone for us to put some information in there that represents the year 2019. So we've asked the students and families about what should go in there, and we're eager to kind of share what will go in there. A nice photo album of sorts we've got in there. So. And then really an opportunity for people just to tour of the building. We've created a map that has several highlight areas for people to go in and see. And then we're working on getting some refreshments set up too. So it'll be a nice night, and I look forward to celebrating this very auspicious occasion with you all.
Thank you. Further discussion? All right, so now we move on to 7A, action.
Sorry, I do have one quick question.
So, okay.
Because my brain didn't go fast enough. So if we're going to start at 4:15, do you want us there by 4 or?
Thank you for asking. As I know that many of you have commitments right up to 3:30, 4 o'clock, and so some of you also have indicated you also need to leave by 4:30. So we try to split the difference and kind of do a 4:15-ish for the actual program to begin. I anticipate the ribbon cutting will happen about 4:25 because we have some speakers coming in as well. Matt Wolford from Bray Architect will be there, as well as Kyle Kramer, who's the Assistant Vice President for Kramer Brothers, and President, and then I'll say a few words. We have a couple of students who have asked to speak as well, representatives from the high school as well as the middle school. So it'll be a nice celebration.
Yeah. Exciting. Okay.
All right. Now again, move on to 7A, action item. Policy second reading, school day, policy 322, referred from the education committee on 7-1.
The last time we met, board members, this was just some final touching, wordsmithing, and I think that Rod and Sarah Straka have been able to connect, and it's reflective of the request of the board. We're asking for your thoughtful consideration, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Damon, seconded by Rod. Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on to 8, citizens' comments. Okay. Moving on to 9, future agenda items. We have several listed here. As always, if you have any ideas or want something on the agenda, feel free to reach out to myself or Steve. Moving on to 10, schedule of next meetings. That includes our annual meeting. I did see a referendum for the 26th. Usual and customary committee meetings.
And supper on Wednesday night, 5 p.m. Biaggi's. No official business will take place. However, we will notice that if we have not done so already. Jackie's, so she's already noticed it. So.
All right, perfect. Now we're on number 11.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Rob, seconded by Leah. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.